Alright, so having a problem with this 2011 F-150, the parking brake locked up on me last summer. It's now October. I need to take a look at it. So, getting everything off. The problem is right here. This thing right here is the problem. It's all rusty, corroded. Here's the lever. Okay. So, getting these, getting these discs off, it's this clip right here. Basically, it's going to break coming off. I don't want to replace anything. So, I've been just taking this Croy oil, this stuff right here, and I've just been shoving it in there and just spray it down. Okay, and then once you do that, go in here, brake, do that a few times. You can get it all loosened up. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you, get my assistant out here and show you what it's supposed to be doing. Alright. Okay, go ahead, press the brake. See that? Release. There. Want to say hi?
No.
Okay, I got my assistant out here. Say hi, Elaine.
Hi.
Okay. So now we're going to go and look at the other side. Alright. So I go ahead and push the brake down. Release. See? Nothing happened. Now, getting the drum off of here, this drum was actually stuck on there. So what I had to do, grab a punch, hammer, and what you gotta do here, I know it's not too good of a light, you put it right there and you push it that way. And that'll loosen up that drum, you can slide it off. But as you can see, the cable is not even moving. What I did, I took this clamp, I put it over here, and I compressed it. And when I did, and then I released it, it sprung back. So there's something wrong with the cable. Because the mechanism in here is working. That's how it's supposed to be working. So I thought maybe my cable was busted. However, now I'm going to show you something else. Alright, so if we look at it, we got, this here's your driver's side cable. That there's your passenger side. It comes right here. Okay, we got this little floppy thing. Holds it together. And then we got this floppy thing. And so I want you, Elaine, go ahead, press on that cable. Now watch that one. Okay, release. That's this guy. What does this do? Now I got a book. I'll have to show you the paper on it. It's supposed to be there. And it's supposed to hold it. Okay, Elaine, go ahead and do it again. And it doesn't hold it. Okay, release. So, looking at this clip, I don't know if I can get a really good shot of it, but it's all ovaled out. Supposedly it's supposed to be right there. And it's supposed to hold these cables like that, so that they don't, that this one here doesn't move, because that's not holding anything. Okay, I thought I'd show you this. this was their solution. Instead of having the bar going across here, cable going that way and two going this way. So this cable here goes all the way to the splice that goes to the cab. And it goes all the way to the rear passenger side, which doesn't work. This here goes to the driver's side. Now, I don't know where they got this idea from here. This looks like this is going to screw up and break, so now you got to replace both cables. This looks like a, modeled after somebody's sex toy or some damn thing, And of course, some engineer probably got an attaboy in his file, patent, and we're saving $1 a vehicle. So they sacrificed reliability over profits. Or they have profits, not reliability. So I just wanted to show you this here part, which is the stupidest idea I ever thought of. Anybody ever thought of. All right, so it's not going to be an easy fix. So, all right, so I got on the Ford, punched in the VIN number, looked at the parts diagram. Doesn't even show that style of cable. It doesn't even show this clippy thing here that's supposed to work. They show two other different styles of cables, and both of them, sure enough, the cable is attached to the frame. It cannot move. It cannot slip. So I'm pretty sure some engineer came up with this thing and said, hey, let's try it this way. Didn't work. And they went, well, hey, we got to switch it back before we get a recall. Well, let me show you what I came up with. All right. So that's what I came up with. I basically took a 3/8 fuel hose, cut the length, slit down the side, and slipped it over there and zip tied the hell out of it. And that held it in place. Now, problem is, though, I think there's something wrong with the cable now. And I'm going to try one more thing to prove it. Of course, there's another problem, though. Because I have this stationary, can't move that way. When I do the emergency brake, this side doesn't work. This side will not compress. Fucking Ford. Find the engineer who decided to design it like this. Put him on a plane, drop him on the island with Gilligan and the professor and all them people, and just leave him there. This is the worst. For 100 years, they've been doing e-brakes out of cars, and you just had to go and redesign the damn thing. So basically, an e-brake cable always had a block. You had two cables going this way, one cable going this way to the cab. That's all it had to be. All it had. Simple. They've been doing it for how long? So now, I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. I got the passenger side loosened up. It'll never work. It probably never worked from the factory, for all I know. The driver's side will work, and I'm thinking that's going to be enough to, hold the boat in place when I'm putting it in the lake. Not like I have a 50-foot, yacht or anything like that. But I'm not going to be spending a couple $100 on a cable and probably $50 a side for associated hardware, and then I'm going to have to buy a special Ford tool to do it all. Nah, it ain't going to happen. But anyways, that's my video. You have one of these trucks, and you have this problem, just get the driver's side to work. Don't worry about the passenger side. As a matter of fact, if you can get the cable off of it, cut it, whatever, the hell with it. It never worked anyway from the factory, so what's the problem? Right? So, thinking about this last night, I can't put this truck back together. I have to disconnect that cable from the passenger side. If I ever do use the emergency brake, it may lock up that brake and it won't release. So I have to get the cable off of the passenger side without taking everything apart, and hopefully the driver's side is still going to work. I think I have a way to do it. Let's find out. Okay, so I set it up with a zip tie. Okay, and what I'm going to have to do here is I have to put the clamp here and here. This part has got to go this way. The cable will become loose, and I should be able to get it off of there, hopefully. Almost there. I'm going to have to compress it some more. Alright. As you can see, I got it off. I had to put the clamp back on it as it was like half cocked, and then wiggle this. The clamp fell off and then this popped off. So now I want to hit this thing so it's all the way back. I got to cut this off, the zip tie. Hit this rod all the way back to release the brake, and it should work. Let's go ahead and try the e-brake. So I need this side, the driver's side, to work. I'm gonna push that baby all the way as if I was slamming on it. And there it is. The driver's side is working. And it releases. And it releases. And as we can see, now that I got that zip tie off, here's the part here that you pull on, and it spreads these brakes apart. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that mechanism. I mean, I can pull it, and as you can see, the brakes are spreading. So the mechanism probably, it might have been a little rusted up, but it's the cable itself that was probably never good from the factory. I'm gonna leave that off, make sure that's all the way there. Get these in, and as long as the drum slips over it, we're good to go. Now, another thing I did too, the drum slipped on it, but I want to make sure this is never going to happen. You take this thing here, and you want to go that way on it, and this will loosen it up. And then you just kind of bang on it here. And I want it as loose as possible. I don't want this jamming up. So anyways, it's all set up, ready to go for winter. Took her for a ride this past week, going to work and back. Works just fine. E-brake works on it. You know, it's actually a little more zippier than normal. That's probably because the e-brake was hung up all this time. But The only thing I got left to do on it till next year is probably that cable going from the pedal to the splice underneath. It's always been loose. I always had to use my foot to bring that pedal back up. I'm not worried about it. I've always had to do that, so I don't really care. But hopefully this video will help somebody out who has the same type of a shit show that I was going through. So for my first video, hey, keep it ready.